Okay, Bharat, the recording is enabled now.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so that was a brief introduction about my career, and I would also like to mention that my wife is also a co-founder of our company. So even she has worked with companies like Honeywell and also Continental Automotive in USA. So me and my wife together have started our own company wherein we want to build the skills required for the engineers which are relevant to the industry. So let me give you the overview of this session. Basically, what we want to do is this is not a this is not one session. So today we have this session regarding the electronic circuit design, but this is not just one session. So we'll be having series of sessions going ahead. So for example, we'll have experts from different industries. For example, any telecommunication domain or VLSI domain or automotive domain. So we'll have many industry experts coming and giving some insights about the industry to the students, so that the students are always connected to the what's going around in the industry. So usually what happens is when students are in college, they are so much occupied with their curriculum and giving exams and all those things. They have a gap about knowing what's going on in the industry, and what are the skills that are required for the students to maintain the gap between the industry and the students. So basically through our platform, what we want to do is we want to have these sessions, many sessions, so that students will be aware of what's going on in the industry. And I would also like to mention that we have an Android app which I'm going to explain you later. So we have developed an Android app. So this app will work as a platform for all the students. So if you just download this app, okay, so whatever the webinars or whatever sessions are required, so in future we plan to directly intimate you through the app, so that you are always connected. So you just need to download the app and you are connected to what's going on in the industry and all those things. So there is a key difference between the other existing setup and this, which I'll be covering later. So I just wanted to show you the Android app which we have. Uh, so that's about the overview of the different sessions which we are going to have in the future. So now coming to the actual topic, let me come to the actual topic now, which is electronic circuits design. So many students actually, even in the when they are in the final year, they come. They ask us, okay, why do we need to learn this design? We already studied. We passed with a very good marks, and why do we need to know the details of the design? So these are some of the questions which I have encountered with the students. So what I would say is, see, unless you can apply your knowledge to solve a problem, it is of no good. So let's say you have scored 90 or 95 in your subjects, okay? But when it comes to problem solving, if you are not able to relate whatever you studied in your theory classes to solve that problem, so that is of no use. So in order to solve this, what is required is students should be able to actually test or experiment even sitting at home. So as you all know that this COVID-19, I think the one of the biggest disruptions it has brought in is in the education industry. So I guess everyone knows that because of the COVID-19 situation, many of you are not able to attend the colleges and access the lab facilities in the colleges. So it actually, this COVID-19 situation has increased the gap for the students, because right now they don't have any access to the labs, and they lack the crucial information regarding the practicals which they need to know. So in order to cover this, bridge this gap, what we have done is we have come up with a hardware which will bring the electronics lab to your home. Okay, so I'll just show you the hardware right now. So basically this is the hardware, and this connects to your mobile phone. Okay, and your mobile phone will be converted into a personal electronics lab. So whatever you do in the lab, in your college lab, like you use the oscilloscope, you use the signal generator and the voltmeter, everything. So all those equipments will come in your mobile phone. And also with the hardware, you can actually practically test many projects, and you can actually learn many things which are relevant to the industry. So I'm just giving you a brief overview right now. So going ahead, I'll get into the details of it. So one thing is, uh, if you start early in your career, in your education as a student career, if you start early, it's more easy for you to catch up with the industry relevance, and it will be very easy for you to systematically learn different skills going ahead. So one more problem I have faced with students is, uh, once they finish engineering and they join the higher studies in America, so they take GRE and they go and do MS in the US. So what happens there is, I've seen many students who have expressed this problem. So once you go outside, they assume that once you have done engineering, they assume you know many of the things. Okay, so they are not going to teach you from the basics again from in the master's course. So they assume that you already, being an engineer, you already know many concepts hands-on, and this is where the problem comes, because the student is not equipped to solve the problems there, and the faculty, they assume that since you have already finished engineering, you are supposed to know all these things. So this is one of the problem which I have observed with students. So even if you are in your third year or fourth year, and if you are planning to go to GRE, let's say you might think that, okay, right now I want to go to, I'll write GRE and I'll go to higher studies. So it doesn't matter if I learn, or it doesn't matter if I don't learn. So if you think like that, so what happens is, when you go to your higher studies, so you might encounter situations wherein you will have to face these kind of situations, wherein you need to apply what you have learned, and it is very important that you get your fundamentals and basics right. So that is one part. So what I wanted to stress with this is, the earlier you start in your student career to think in a different way. What I mean by different way is, don't just learn subjects for the sake of the marks. So you also need to learn from the knowledge point of view, wherein you are able to solve the problems with whatever you have learned. So Bharat, now can we unmute the session so that we can have some interactive thing?
Yes. So maybe what you can do, right? So basically you can ask the question, and whoever knows the answer, right, they can unmute themselves and they can answer.
Sure. Yeah, we'll do that. So so what we'll do is now, I think I've spoken one way. I mean, there's a lot of things happened one way now. So we'll have something interactive right now. What you can do is, you can, I'll be asking you a few questions. You please raise your hand. So, and then slowly we'll go deeper, and we'll explore many things later. So, okay, the first question is, how many of you have Arduino Uno with you?
So this is
Okay.
Supreet, and yeah, I've worked with Uno and Mega.
Okay, that's good, Amit. So, Amit, can you just unmute again? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Amit.
Sir,
So,
it's
I mean,
Supreet.
can you just let me know, like, what are the different things you have tried, and just give a brief introduction about yourself. So, from which college you are, and
Yeah, I'm Supreet S. Rao,
okay,
and I'm from Atria Institute of Technology.
okay,
I am in the 8th semester of Electronics and Communication.
okay,
So I'm just waiting for my exams to get over.
okay.
And using Arduino, I've worked on many projects. We have created a Wi-Fi controlled robotic car for surveillance purpose. And our final year project was based on Arduino Mega. We used Arduino Mega to make a paper recycling automated machine.
Okay.
So making a recycling happen at home or in a small scale, which is like completely automated without the use of human intervention. So we have used Arduino Mega to control the various sensors, motors, and all the other peripherals.
Okay. Okay. So, Suprit, thanks very much for the introduction. So, anyone else who has used Arduino, who is still in your second year or third year? Anybody who has used Arduino and knows what it is?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So this is Vinayak Badigir from KLE Technological University, Hubballi, sir.
Yeah. Hello. Hello, Vinayak.
Yes, sir. I am a first. Actually, I've completed first year now. I've
Okay.
completed second sem. So
Okay.
there was a course in our college called Engineering Exploration, sir.
Okay.
So there we used Arduino Mega to develop projects, sir.
Okay.
So there was initially for the first year students, they want to check the knowledge, how they are equipped with they know about the tools and all. So they asked us to do a project on engineering exploration, but it was not completed because of this COVID situation, sir.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
So we were just knowing how to use Arduino Mega, connect the sensors and all, but we didn't we were not able to complete the project, but we virtually tried to complete it, sir.
Okay. Okay. Understood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks very much, Vinayak. So what I want to actually emphasize here is, so Arduino actually it's a very good platform to start with. Okay, so it's very easy to start with the Arduino platform. As you all know that you get ready-made code online, so you just dump the code and you get all the sensors ready-made. I mean, you get different modules to plug in, and once you plug in, you have a ready-made code there, and within 1 or 2 days time you can get it get the prototype working, and it's a very convenient platform. But the problem with Arduino is students stop at the very surface level. So whatever is available in the market, so you just try to get those things, and you just try to fix it with the Arduino, and once it works, then that's it. So the problem is whether you want to be just a user of electronics or you want to be a maker. Okay, so if you are a maker or if you are an engineer, okay, you need to know how to design. For example, whoever have used Arduino, have you used the IR sensor with this? With Arduino, have you used IR sensor, anyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You have used that the regular IR sensor board which you get, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So for which project did you use that IR sensor?
For obstacle detection, sir.
Obstacle detection. Yeah,
Yes,
very
sir.
good. So now can you tell me how that IR sensor board works? I mean, what are the different components used in that IR sensor? And if I ask you to change something, some parameter in that board, can you just tell me? Do you know what is there on the IR sensor board?
Sir, it has an LED transmitter, IR transmitter, and a photodiode.
Yeah.
Basically, it will be emitting IR rays, and if it detects an obstacle, it reflects, and the photodiode detects the received IR light.
Yeah. So
So based on the response of the photodiode,
sorry.
The obstacle, based on the response of the photodiode, the obstacle is detected.
Yeah. So now actually whatever the explanation you gave, that is perfect from an overview point of view, right? So that is clearly you have explained as an overview of the IR sensor. Now as an engineer, can you tell me what happens when the IR gets reflected? What happens in the photodiode and how does it detect? So finally you are getting a detection, right? And there is some circuit on the IR board. So can whoever has already used, can somebody tell me what happens when the reflected infrared light comes? What happens to the photodiode, and how is that change is actually detected by the circuit? You can give
I
a try.
think
You can give a try.
I think the photodiode varies the resistance of the circuit, and based on that, the rest.
Very good. Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead, Shiniket. Shiniket, can you please introduction? You are from RV College, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, okay. So, guys, actually, Shriniket, I know Shriniket because he has used my module already in third semester and fourth semester. So that's how I know Shriniket. Shriniket, you can just give a brief introduction about yourself and just start.
Hello everyone, I'm Shriniket and I'm from RV College of Engineering. Presently, I finished my fourth semester. Um, so I've used this Prayogik. The before one, should I tell sir, like the before this Uno, we used the bigger one, no, sir.
Yeah. So we had a different version before. Few students in RV College had already used in the third semester, and not now. Whatever I showed you is the latest version which we have. Okay, Shriniket, I mean whatever you said is correct. So you said that the resistance is varying, right, of the photodiode.
Yes, sir, like I don't know exactly, but it is somewhat varying the resistance of the circuit, and based on that,
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're almost right, Shriniket. Yeah. I mean, see, what I want to convey here is, so you have a ready-made LED IR board. Okay. So you interface with your Arduino and you get an output and you forget. But as an electronics engineer, you need to know what goes inside that board, because if you want to change something, okay, or you want to design your own circuit wherein you want to change a few parameters, so you need to know what exactly goes into that board. So that board might not work everywhere. For example, the IR LED board, whatever you get, it doesn't work under sunlight. Has anyone experienced that? Whoever has used Arduino, have you experienced that the IR LED, when you take it to sunlight, it doesn't work?
No, sir.
Yes, Suprit?
No, sir. We haven't tried that out in the sunlight.
Okay. So, see, what I mean to say is, I'll just explain briefly what goes inside that IR board. So, how many of you remember voltage divider network formula? Anybody who remembers voltage divider network formula?
yes, sir.
Yes, Shiniket. Yeah, please go ahead.
Like, if there are two resistors, if we consider R1 and R2, and voltage difference applied between them is V, uh, the voltage across R2 can be given as V into R2 divided by R1 plus R2.
Exactly. Very good. So now you said that, Shriniket, you said that the resistance of the photodiode changes when the reflected light, the reflected IR falls on the photodiode, right? So
Yes, sir, something.
with this, whatever the resistor divider network, whatever I said, can you relate it to both of them and give me some information how this resistance can be converted to voltage?
So I think based on the change of the resistance, the current value changes. And if we take the output voltage against a load, which is a part of the circuit, corresponding voltage also changes in that load.
Yeah, exactly. See, if you see the circuit of that photodiode, that sensor, so there will be a resistor, 10K resistor in series with the photodiode. Okay. So there is a 10K resistor and your photodiode resistance varies with respect to the reflected signal. So that's how the voltage is going to change after reflection from the IR. So now after that voltage changes, so what are the other settings you are doing in the IR board? Anyone else? So what are the different settings? You're changing the value of the pot right there on the IR board. So what is it exactly? Why are you changing that value?
To increase the sensitivity of detection.
Yeah, see now you're telling it to increase the sensitivity at a top level. Okay, so now as an engineer you have to tell me what exactly is happening inside the circuit when you change. So what do you mean? So what parameter is changed when you say sensitivity?
Resistance is changed, I guess, sir.
Anyone else? Yeah, one answer I got is resistance. Any other answer? See, I told you the photodiode, whatever the IR transmitter LED is there, it is transmitting the IR rays, and the photodiode resistance is varying. And using a voltage divider network, you are converting the photodiode resistance to a voltage, right? So, so what is the next step? So whatever that pot you are changing value. So you said that you are changing the sensitivity. That is from a user point of view, you are saying that, but from an engineer point of view, so what parameter are you changing? Is it voltage or resistance?
So we'll be changing the resistance, which will have an impact on the voltage, output voltage.
Okay, partly correct. Okay, so now I'll ask you one more question. See, I mean, basically, I want to take this session as an interactive session where I'll be asking you questions, and I want to get the answer from you. I can give the answer right away. Okay, so that's not the intention of this session. So I just want to give an overview of what happens actually, and I want to get the answer out of you guys. Not it's not about me knowing the answer. I want that answer to come from you. The thing is, you already have used all those things. You just need to focus what are the right things to be considered. Okay, so you said that voltage now the photodiode, the voltage varies, right, based on the obstacle reflection, the reflected light of the obstacle. So how many of you remember the comparator circuit? So whoever has completed fourth sem, you should be able to tell me this.
Yes, sir.
So on your IR LED board, can you see there is an IC there? There is a small IC on the IR LED board.
Yes, sir.
So what is that IC? Any idea? See, whoever has used the board, have you seen what IC exists on that LED board, on the IR board?
Sir, as you said, it is a comparator, sir. So it
Exactly.
will compare, sir. If the voltage goes above that particular voltage, then there will be one or a 0 or 1. You take the indication, no, sir. So
Exactly.
if the voltage goes above that particular voltage, then it will be showing 1. If it is below that, then it will be showing 0. Then that that means that the obstacle is being detected or not.
Exactly. Exactly. Very good. So now can you just put everything together? Can you put everything together and explain me the working of that IR board? So when Supreet said that by changing that pot value, he's changing the sensitivity, right? So what exactly are you changing now? By when you say that sensitivity, what is that you are changing?
We are changing the voltage, sir.
Exactly, exactly. You're right. See, basically what you're doing is for the comparator, you need two voltages, right? One is a reference voltage and then the other is a input voltage. So by changing the pot, what you are doing is you are changing the reference voltage of the comparator. Okay, so by changing the reference voltage, that is affecting the sensitivity of the circuit. Is that clear, Suprit?
Yes, sir.
Did you get the point here? So basically, when I mean, see, what I want to convey here is, see, when you are talking about electronics, you can talk at two different levels. You can talk from a user level, wherein you just talk about the surface level. You say that there is an obstacle, and if there is the reflected light falls on the diode, it intimates triggers. So this is your explaining at a user level. So the next level is when you say that you're an electronics engineer, you must know how exactly this is done. Okay, so why this is important is, see, these are the small building blocks which will help you to understand larger things. Got it? So I think whoever has not used Arduino and IR, I think it was a bit difficult for them to follow. What I would suggest is you must explore more. Okay, so if you start exploring and try to understand in detail what's going on, so you'll slowly understand. I mean, initially you'll find that little bit difficult to understand, but once you understand 5-6 basic concepts, no, it's like the Lego block. Okay, so you can just in permutation combination you can fix them and you can get a working prototype out of it. So, but it's important that you get those fundamental blocks, the understanding of those fundamentals blocks right. So once you have a good understanding of those fundamentals, it becomes very easy to build on that. Okay, so okay, so let me keep track of the time also. So because let me not take extra time. So I mean, is this concept clear to you guys? Whoever have used IR sensor?
Yes, sir.
So I mean, did you get a basic understanding of what goes into that circuit?
Yes, sir.
So instead of that, see, I mean, basically you need to learn, instead of that IC, can I use some different IC? Why do I need to use that IC? So even if you spend some half an hour to 45 minutes, right? So the amount of knowledge you're going to get is huge. So since you're already studying electronics engineering, all you need to do is put some extra effort. And if you learn even for half an hour or 1 hour, that's going to make a lot of difference. And that's what is going to make a difference between you and any other student who is just studying for the marks. Okay, so who is, I mean, a student who is just studying for the marks and this thing, he won't be able to explain the concepts in detail. And when you go to any job interview, so they're not going to ask you on the surface level. So they're not going to ask you, okay, tell me the functioning of the IR board. So they're going to ask you in detail, and they will test how curious you are, how interested you are. So by these small things, they will come to know that, okay, this student is more curious and he is willing to learn more. And these are the parameters which going to set you aside from the regular approach. So with the regular approach where you just study for marks and get good grades, so that is also definitely required. But what sets you apart is this type of thinking. So with this, actually, I want you guys to analyze things and start thinking from a problem solving perspective. So don't just learn theory. So think of a problem and you need to try to solve those problems. Okay. So now what I'll do is let me introduce you about the Prayogik Uno product, what we have developed. Okay. So, and I'll explain you how it's going to help you to achieve the practical knowledge and all those skills right at your fingertips. Okay. So, you know that because of the COVID times, now everyone is at home, and the only thing you can do is you can learn theory, or you can use some simulation software. But the problem is with the simulation software, you can't build a prototype out of it, right? So if you want to try some small project and you want to build a working prototype, it's not possible to build a working prototype out of it. So what we have done is, so this is the hardware module which we have developed. It's called Prayogic Uno. Okay, so basically what it does is it goes on top of Arduino Uno. So it just acts like a shield. So I have just fixed it on top of Arduino Uno. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll share my mobile screen so that you can watch the Android app. Just give me a minute. I'll just connect the mobile to my. Okay, are you guys able to see the mobile screen here? Bharat, can you just confirm if you're able to see the mobile screen as well as the hardware?
Yes, sir. Yes, Chetan.
Okay, okay, thanks. So basically what I'm showing you here is, so this is the hardware. I hope it's visible to everyone. So what I'm doing is connecting my hardware to the mobile phone here with my mobile phone, and my mobile phone is shown on the screen. So if you all can see that, so this is available on Google Play Store. It's called Prayogic Uno. Okay, so everyone can download this app. So going ahead, so we want this app to be a central place wherein a student can just download and they can access all the webinars and all those things. So right now we have a video tutorials here wherein we have few videos which we have put on YouTube. So you can access all those videos here for free. So you can see those YouTube videos here. And going ahead, we'll also add all the seminars, everything here. So right from the Android app, you will be able to access all our seminars and get the details. So now what is the main difference between differentiator of this app is it also has a lab here. I hope you can all see this. So what I'll do is I'll go to the lab. So basically now what has happened is, so all the lab equipments which you use, for example, oscilloscope, signal generator. So you can see, so this is the oscilloscope part here in the app, and this is signal generator, this is voltmeter, resistance meter, and you can increase the clock, decrease the clock. So basically the complete lab, whatever you use in your college, it is at your fingertips right now. So what I'll do is I'll show you in real time how by connecting different things you're going to see the waveforms here. So what I'll do is I'll just connect a sine wave here. I hope Bharat, are you able to see on the hardware here the changes on the hardware?
Yes, Chetan.
So now as soon as I connect here, so can you see the on the mobile phone how I started getting a sine wave? So basically what I'm doing is I'm connecting from a signal generator on the Arduino board, and I'm connecting to the oscilloscope. Just a second. I think the mobile screening has paused. I'll just change that. So are you able to see now? There is a sine wave and a square wave. So basically what I have done is on the hardware, there is a signal generator section and there is an oscilloscope section. So I have used the signal generator to give it to the oscilloscope, and right there you have a sine wave and a square wave. So this way, actually, what you can do is you can build the circuits on the breadboard. Okay, so what I'll do is starting from a very basic concept. Let's say you have you have come to third semester now, wherein you will be practically doing a lot of experiments and all those things. So what you can do is you can have all the components on the breadboard and you can give input output. So for example, I'll just do a simple experiment, which is a half wave rectifier. So usually in the lab, I think you will spend somewhere around 1 hour or so for this experiment. So I'll just show you how within a couple of minutes you can understand the concept and get the output. So you can do all the connections in real time here. So you can see that as I removed all the wires, so the output on the oscilloscope has gone. So can someone tell me what is this? So I have given a sine wave. Okay, so only the positive cycle has come out, and the negative cycle has not has been suppressed. Yeah, please. Your good name. Can you please introduce yourself? Is that Sudeepa? No, any one of you can answer.
It's a
It's not a problem.
half wave rectifier.
Yeah. So can you please introduce yourself? From where are you, and which college?
Hello, so this is Vishwas. I'm from Tyagaraja College of Engineering, Madurai.
Madurai. Oh, okay.
I'm staying in Bangalore.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So I got a scholarship in Tyagaraja College of Engineering, so I went on.
That's nice. Yeah, you're in which semester now?
I landed on to third semester.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, so basically you can see that, these kind of experiments you can actually do right at your fingertips. So I mean, you can just build a lot of circuits here, experiment with circuits. Now if I want to allow the negative cycle in this, and if I want to block the positive cycle, what is the change I need to do in the circuit? Can anyone tell me what is the change I need to do in the circuit?
Changing the diode position.
Sorry?
Change the diode.
change the diode to?
So another direction means
Changing the polarity of the diode.
Exactly. Very good. Yeah, you need to change the polarity of the diode. So you can see the output is coming here where the positive cycle is coming. So what I'll do is I'll remove the diode and I'll reverse the polarity of the diode. So can you see on the mobile screen how the polarity has changed? So now only the negative cycle is coming to the output and the positive cycle has been suppressed. So basically I just wanted to show you like with our hardware and the components together, it's very easy for students now, especially during the COVID time where you are missing the practicals. So you can easily at home, you can try many practical concepts and you can learn a lot of things with this. And since we have equipped all the lab facilities within the mobile app, it is very convenient for you to give some input and see what is the output and how the output varies according to different inputs. So you can basically experiment a lot of things and get good knowledge, some practical knowledge, so that it's going to help you in both academic as well as in your professional career. Okay, so okay, let me go to the next step. So I have a few more questions which I'll be getting the answers from you guys. Okay, so how many of you have used ultrasonic sensor? Anybody who has used ultrasonic sensor? So basically, this is the ultrasonic sensor. I think many of you would have used this ultrasonic sensor in your projects. Anybody? No, you can please, I mean, if you have just used ultrasonic sensor, you can let me know. Has no one used ultrasonic sensor till now here? Yes, no?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir. I
Yes, please go ahead.
hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir.
Yeah, can you please introduce your name and
ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೂ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೋದು.
ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೂ ಮಾತಾಡಬಹುದು, ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಸರ್, ಇದು ಸೆನ್ಸರ್ ನಾನು ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್. ನನ್ನ ಕಡೆ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಇತ್ತು ಸರ್ ಅದು.
ಓಕೆ.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೆನ್ಸರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್ ನಾನು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೈಕ್ ರೆಡಾರ್ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಸೆನ್ಸರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ. ನಿನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀಯಾ ಯಾವ ಕಾಲೇಜಿಂದ ಅಂತ?
ಸರ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್.
ಓಕೆ.
ಸರ್, ನಮ್ದು ಗದಗ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್.
ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾ ಫೈನಲ್ ಇಯರ್ ಸರ್.
ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾ ಫೈನಲ್ ಇಯರ್, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್.
ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಂಗೆ ಅದ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಮರಿಂಗ್ ಐತೆ ಸರ್. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ನನಗೂ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್, ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಲ್ಟ್ರಾಸಾನಿಕ್ ಸೆನ್ಸರ್ನ? ಯಾರು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ವಾ?
Yes, sir, we have used. I've used my project.
Okay. Your name and introduction.
I'm Supreet.
Supreet. Okay, Supreet. Okay. Sorry, I was not able to see.
For water level detection, we have used the ultrasonic sensor.
Okay. So now, whoever has used ultrasonic sensor, now see, don't tell me the working principle of ultrasonic sensor. Okay. I don't want to know that it works on Doppler effect, the sound waves and all those things. So it has 4 pins, right? Correct? So it has 4 pins, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
I want an explanation from an engineer point of view. How can I use this sensor? So what is the input I need to give and what is the output of the sensor and how do I measure it? See, ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನ I'll use both English and Kannada. Okay. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನ ಆರ್ಡಿನೋ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ಡಿನೋ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ, ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ. ಬಟ್ have you explored what are these 4 pins on the ultrasonic sensor? What are the 4 pins? How can I what are the inputs and outputs required? Anybody? See, when I say ultrasonic sensor, if you tell me, sir, ultrasonic sensor works on Doppler effect and all those things, so that is from a regular theoretical point of view. So as an engineer, when you are using ultrasonic sensor, you should know what are the inputs you are giving to this sensor and in what way the distance is being given back to you, right? So can anybody tell me how this ultrasonic sensor works from an engineer point of view? Whoever has used ultrasonic sensor, you can at least try. See, what I would tell you is, don't worry if you are wrong. Okay, don't worry if you are wrong. The more mistakes you make, the quicker you are going to learn. If you think that you don't want to make any mistakes, then your learning curve will reduce. So you must keep, it doesn't matter if it is a mistake or if it is totally wrong, it doesn't matter. Okay, the important thing is you must give a try. So you must try to analyze, or you must give a try. So don't worry if you are wrong. So please feel free and come up. So basically this session is to interact and clarify few things and also make few things clear to you. So what I would suggest you is, don't worry even if you are wrong. Please come up with some explanation, whatever you know. It might be right, it might be wrong. Don't worry about that.
So here we calculate the distance of the obstacle, sir.
Okay.
So what is the time taken by the sound wave to return back from the obstacle?
Correct.
So it will be, we know the formula, distance is equal to velocity into the time taken, sir.
Exactly.
So yes, so the sound wave will be having certain velocity.
Yeah.
So it will hit some obstacle.
Okay.
And it will return back. So what is the time duration between the sound wave traveling and returning back?
Yeah.
So that time is being calculated and the velocity of the sound wave will be known, and the obstacle distance of the obstacle will be calculated.
Okay.
So it will tell us at what distance the obstacle is over.
Okay. So you said that, see, whatever explanation you gave, so that is the explanation for the working of this board, right?
Yes, sir.
So now there are 4 pins provided here, which provide an interface for you to communicate with this board, right? See, whatever you explained is the working of this particular sensor. Okay. So now how do you communicate with this board? So there are 4 pins here. Okay, so through those 4 pins, you are giving some input and taking some output. So, do you know what is that input and what is that output?
No, sir, I don't have any idea, sir.
Okay, so basically what I want to say is, I'll just show you. So how many of you know the concept of PWM? How many of you know the concept of PWM?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I think whoever has completed the 4th semester, I think you should be knowing PWM, right? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
So you said that this sensor is going to give the distance. So in what form is it giving you the distance? Just like this sensitivity for the IR sensor, for the sensitivity, you are varying the voltage, right? Correct? So when you vary the voltage, the sensitivity of the circuit was changing. Just give me a minute. So can you all see these two waveforms?
Sir.
Okay, so your ultrasonic sensor has 4 pins. One is 5 volts. Okay, one is 5 volts, the other one is ground. So other than that, you have got 2 pins, which is called a trigger and a echo. Okay, so the trigger pin is you need to send this sensor that when you want to measure. So you have to send a pulse. So the yellow pulse here, the yellow color pulse you can see on the screen here. Okay, so basically this is triggering your ultrasonic sensor. Okay, and your ultrasonic sensor is giving a output in the form of a pulse. So what I'll do is, so you can see what I'll do is I'll bring an obstacle here. I'll just bring a book here. You can see how the pulse width is changing. Can you see the change in the pulse width? So I'm bringing it near. So the pulse is decreasing. So I'll take it far. You can see the pulse width is increasing, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So basically when you said that your ultrasonic sensor is calculating time, yes, it is calculating, but it is converting the time into a pulse. Okay. So in your microcontroller, what you're doing is you are measuring this pulse time and then converting back into distance. See, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this book closer to the sensor. You can see how the pulse width is reducing. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
So this is actually, see, from an engineer point of view, when you are using ultrasonic sensor, you need to know these kind of information. So if you just say at a top level that it works on the Doppler effect and the calculation, yes, that is definitely correct. But as an engineer, these are the kind of details you need to know. Okay. So why I'm showing you this is, so now you tell me why you used Arduino. And tell me, can you measure this pulse width without Arduino? Okay, so what is the cost of Arduino now? Anyone who recently purchased?
Sir,
Sorry? ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆಪ್ಪ ಇವಾಗ ಆರ್ಡಿನೋದು ಪ್ರೈಸ್?
So the non-licensed one is around 600 rupees.
Around 600 rupees. Okay, fine. So ivaga I'll tell you, see, Suprit, the ultrasonic sensor you had used with Arduino, right?
Yes, sir.
So what will be the cost of the project? Easily it will go somewhere around 900 with all the sensors and all the required components and all those things.
No, sir, even cheap.
Huh?
It's even cheaper.
Sorry. No. What I want to say is let's say your Arduino costs around 500 rupees on an average. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then your ultrasonic sensor, everything put together, it will go up to at least 600 to 700 rupees.
Yes,
Correct?
sir.
The total
Yeah.
cost of the project, right?
Yes, yes.
So yeah, when you're doing for a hobby project, that is fine. Let's say I want to mass produce this. Whatever project you did, I want to make hundreds of those things. Okay. And I can't, I can't spend so much of money on Arduino. And I'll ask you, okay, you remove the Arduino from this circuit and build a circuit which will cost less than 200 rupees with ultrasonic sensor, everything.
It will be very difficult to do that.
Why?
Because we have to find a replacement for Arduino at a cheaper cost.
Okay.
Because Arduino has all the features that is necessary for basic processing or calculations
Okay.
or any signal.
Okay.
So
what
replacement for that will
what
be
if I
very.
say that I know a technique wherein I can remove Arduino. I don't need a microcontroller itself. See, you can see these two waveforms here.
Yes, sir.
See now, what I mean to say is, don't think from Arduino point of view. Just think this is the input and this is the output, and how do I need to solve? So actually, I have already designed a circuit, which I'm not going to go in detail right now. But what I want to say is, you can actually measure this and adjust the distance without any microcontroller by just using op amps and 555 timer. So an op amp IC and a 555 timer IC will cost you around 12 rupees, 10 rupees or 12 rupees maybe. So 20 rupees for your ICs. Let's say we need 3 ICs totally. So 30 rupees for your ICs and your ultrasonic sensor around 90 rupees. So 120 and other components. See, what I mean to say is, there are many different techniques with which you can learn, and it is very basic techniques. You don't need any rocket science to learn those things. All you need is some interest. So if students show interest, there are many things to explore, and you can build many cost-effective solutions. So the Arduino is, as I told before, Arduino is a very good starting point. It's a very good starting point wherein you can understand how things work and all those things. But you should not stop at Arduino. So you should go beyond that and learn some circuits in detail. These are very building blocks. So as I told you, you can achieve this just by using 2 555 timer ICs and a op amp IC. So you don't need a microcontroller to measure this distance and give an indication actually. So see, basically the intention of this session was to put some thought in you guys, so that if we are able to bring in some change in the way you think, so don't just stop at Arduino. Okay, so try to go beyond Arduino, and definitely you will be able to learn many things. Okay, so is this clear? I mean, is this concept clear to you? Like basically this PWM, how this sensor is changing the pulse width according to the distance? Guys, I need some answer, yes or no, from you.
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay, so see, basically with our hardware and software, so basically what I had done was I have connected this ultrasonic sensor to our Prayogic Uno module, and I have given a square wave input on the yellow channel. You can see the yellow wave. So that is the input, and the green wave is the output. Okay, so basically you can see that it is so convenient to visualize things, to understand electronics in at a deeper level, which is very much required for an engineer who is studying electronics. Okay, so any engineering or diploma you are doing, if you are an electronics engineer or diploma, you should know some basic concepts, so that that distinguishes you from a ordinary engineer and an engineer who is skilled enough. Okay, so that's the difference between a skilled engineer and a regular engineer. So actually, the demonstrations, I think I'm done with the demonstrations now. So, and we have also taken 10-15 minutes time extra. So I wanted to just demonstrate few concepts to make you realize that how you can actually explore things, and please don't stop at a very surface level. Okay. And what I also want to say is in first week of September, so we are starting a 1-month skill development course. Okay. So in that skill development course, it will be weekly 2 sessions weekly, and it will go for 1 month, which is totally 8 sessions. So in that skill development course, we will be conducting many projects actually. So we will be doing many projects. So basically we have a complete kit. We have a complete kit which includes the Prayogic Uno, Arduino Uno, and all the sensors. And it is a complete kit with all the components required for those projects. Okay. So the idea is we'll be shipping those kits to the students. Okay. And we'll be conducting live sessions wherein we'll be taking some projects. Okay, and I'll be explaining just like we had some question and answer session today. So it will not be like one-way sessions, but it will be more of interactive sessions. I'll be asking you many questions regarding the electronic concepts, and slowly we'll solve many problems. Okay, so basically that course will be for 1 month, and we'll be starting it in the first week of September. So you'll be getting this kit as well as the course together, and I'll send you on WhatsApp. I'll send you the details, everything. So what is the price of the kit and all those things. So, but what we want to know is, see, we have limited seats for this. So because we want only interested students who are willing to put some time and learn. So we want those students. So we are limiting this thing to around 25 to 30 seats, not more than that. Okay, so if you are interested, you can let us know. So then we'll have a short discussion with you, and then we will select the students. So it is not like that whoever has applied for this course are going to get this one, at least as a first batch. So if you express interest, so then we'll talk to you, and then we'll decide about the session. Okay, so what I wanted to say is, this session will be bundling up with the hardware. So in this session, you will get both hardware as well as the course. Okay, and we will also provide a certificate at the end of the course saying that these are the different skills you have learned from this course, and it can also be used like a internship. So if any one of you are willing to do some internship, so you can also use it as an internship certificate for your academics. So we'll give you the details of this course, and this is not just one session or one course. So after this, how many of you have used, like you said that you have Arduino boards, right? How many of you have used with C programming? Has anyone tried doing C programming with the Arduino board? Yes, anyone who already has Arduino board, have you tried doing programming your Arduino board with C language, not your regular Arduino IDE?
No, sir.
Okay, so do you know that it can be directly programmed with C, your Arduino board?
Sir.
Sorry? So, okay, see now, I mean, can you tell me which controller is there on the Arduino board? Which is the controller on the Arduino board? So there is a microcontroller on the Arduino board.
328p.
Yeah, yes.
ATmega 328p.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, Yeah, very good, very good. So it is also a microcontroller just like 8051, right? So whatever you learned 8051 in your syllabus, even Atmega 328P is also a microcontroller. So which means that you should be able to program that microcontroller using C language also. Got it. So what we are doing is after this foundation, so this electronics skill development course, it is like mixing both hardware and software together, so that for an electronics engineer, he should be thorough with the software as well as little bit of hardware. So that's what makes a good electronics engineer, who can mix up both software and hardware. So after this hardware course, we are still planning a C programming course with your Arduino. Okay, and there will be many more sessions. For example, there will be some sessions on IoT, and there will be some sessions on okay. So there will be some sessions on IoT, and also there will be a lot of other sessions from industry experts. So you can attend those free webinars, and whoever are interested, they can also take the course. So what I would suggest you is you download the app. I'll be sending the app details also in the WhatsApp group. Okay. So once you download the app, you can actually, that app will give you notifications about the future, whatever courses are there, all those things, you will get details of that. Okay. So Bharat, I'm from the technical point of view, I'm done with this.
Sir, I do have a doubt, sir.
Yeah, please, Vishwas. Yeah.
Sir, regarding that, some kind of registration, sir, I didn't get registered because some kind of error happened over there.
Oh, is it? Okay, Vishwas, what you can do is you can note down my number, or you can give me your number. I'll add you to the group.
Okay, sir. My numbers, can you write up, sir?
Yeah,
7829
7829
44
44
7380.
7380.
Yeah, sir. Thank you.
Vishwas, right?
Yes, sir, Vishwas.
Okay. Okay, Vishwas.
ಮಿಕ್ದವ್ರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
I got a call from you. Is that you?
Yes. Yeah. That's my number. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sure. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇವಾಗ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋರು ಎಲ್ರು ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು? ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್.
ಹಾ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ನಾವು ಮುಂದೆ ಏನೇ ಸೆಷನ್ಸ್ ನಡೆದ್ರು ಥ್ರೂ ದ ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇಂಟಿಮೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಗೈಸ್. ಸೊ ಮುಂದೆ ಇದೆ ಚೇತನ್ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ IoT ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಮೆನಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಇನ್ ಈ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಸೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಏನಪ್ಪ ನಿಮ್ಮಂತ ಯಂಗ್ಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ದೇ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್, ದೇ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದ ಪಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪ್ನಿಂಗ್. ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಶೋ ದ ಪಾತ್. ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಇವಾಗ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಒಂಥರ ಇದೆ. ನೀವು ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಹುಡುಗರುಗಳು ಆ ಪಾತ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಪೀಪಲ್. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ದಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರೀ ವೆಬಿನಾರ್ ಸೆಷನ್ಸ್. ಈ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಸೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಫ್ರೀ ವೆಬಿನಾರ್ ಸೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇಂಟಿಮೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಯು ದ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್. ಇವಾಗ ಚೇತನ್ ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಅವರು ಆಲ್ಟಿಲಾಜಿಕ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜೀಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಇದು ಆಪ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಔಟ್, ಆಲ್ ದೋಸ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಶೇರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್. ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೂ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದ ಒನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್. ಮೇ ಬಿ ಇವಾಗ ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಂಬರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಂಬರ್ 15th or 20th, right, we may start a couple of batches also. Chetan.
Yes, so I'll open up the forum to questions. So nimge enadru questions ittu andre feel free to ask any technical questions or anything. You can feel free to ask. We'll have another 5-10 minutes as a question answer session.
Hello sir.
Yes.
Sir, actually now exams are sir next one September
Okay.
diploma final exams sir.
Okay.
So September ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾವಾಗಾದ್ರೂ ನಿಮ್ ಕೋರ್ಸಸ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್
ಖಂಡಿತ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ನಾವು ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಂಬರ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದೇ ಇದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ನಾವಿದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್. ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಮೆನಿ ಬ್ಯಾಚಸ್. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಈ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್.
So any other questions? And I think I had seen few students who had registered from PES University. So as I mentioned, Sriniket from RV College. So he is one of the student who has already used our module. Is there anyone else who has already used? Because we had done a workshop in PES. So is there anyone who has already experienced our hardware?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, I had attended your sessions in PS University, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Your name Shweta, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
sir.
Hi, Shweta. So I remember we had done last year. We had done a workshop in PES University.
Yes, sir.
So I saw in the registrations that a few students. So I just wanted to know if they had attended my previous this thing.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Shweta, I mean, since you have already attended the workshop, I mean, can you just a few words from your side? I think it will help for the people, for other students who are not in Bangalore. So they are not aware of the new things which are happening and new ways of doing things. So, I mean, whatever your experience about the workshop, if you can just share in few sentences.
Yeah, sir. The previous session was very nice, and we had worked on some nice concept like relays and wearing the diode,
Yeah.
wearing the light of the diode and all.
Okay.
It was very helpful for our project also, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks.
We had done
Shweta.
some experiments which we had done in lab also
Okay.
with the oscillators and.
Okay. Oh, you mean to say that was helpful for you in the lab experiments also?
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, nice to hear. So, I mean, the reason I asked you is I can say whatever I want from my side, but from a student point of view, I think you will be in a good position to say what were the benefits that you had after attending the session. So, thanks very much, Shweta. Thanks for your words. And also Sriniket, Sriniket is one more person who has already used. He's from RV College.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, Sriniket. I mean, if you can just put a couple of words.
Yes, sir.
About...
Yes, sir. I've been using this Prayogik Uno board in my house only.
Okay.
Like I've used it for. I've used many components which I had and which even you gave, sir, and
Yeah.
done many small experiments on it, and it was very convenient using the boards.
Yeah. Sure. Thanks,
And
Sriniket. Thanks for that. So, guys, please, you can ask any technical questions. If you have any technical questions, also you can ask me. I'm ready to answer. Or I mean, I understand there will be many students who feel shy sharing questions in front of others. So you can also message me on my WhatsApp. If you want any details, feel free to message me, and I'll be happy to help you out. So ನನ್ನ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ I think I'm done with the demonstration and also the explanation. So what we'll do is we'll send the details of the course for you all. So please let us know who are interested, and then we will get in touch with you. So if the timings is not working out for you, we can arrange a separate batch for those people who are finding difficult for the first batch. So even I'll just repeat that in Kannada. So ಯಾರ್ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆಯೋ ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಗೆ ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಗೂಗಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಯು ಅಂಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಯು ದಿ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದೋಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಈ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವೇನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮೆನಿ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ಸ್ with the basic electronics stuff. For example, op amps, 555 timers. So you will be building some projects. As I showed you this ultrasonic sensor alva. So using that ultrasonic sensor without microcontroller, how we can build a circuit ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು we'll be doing those and those projects will be real-time projects. So they are not lab experiments. They'll be real-time projects which you will be able to use it in your some day-to-day projects or whatever. And actually even we'll be receiving a few requests from other companies for designing few circuits. So what we'll do is we'll put those problems to you which are real-time problems, and we'll guide you how to solve those things. So nimge further we'll get details on the WhatsApp group. Ali, you can say whether you are interested and we can go ahead from there.
Sir, is there any criteria to attend these sessions? Means we need to pass out fourth semester or like that?
No, not exactly. See, I think the basic criteria is interest.
Okay, sir.
Okay, if you are
Because
interested,
we are, as you said, 555 timer. I don't have the particular knowledge about that, sir. So
got it. See what I want to say is we already have videos, online videos, and I can take you some I can give you some special sessions wherein I'll cover those basics for you. Okay, so the advantage of this is you need not wait for the syllabus to be completed in your college. Based on your own interest, you can go to any length. Okay, so if you say that you are interested, we can help you out in understanding those basic concepts. You need not wait for the college syllabus to be completed.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sure. So basically the course yaryar togotira alva, whoever comes to this course, you will get the complete kit, okay, which will have Arduino Uno and My Prayogik Uno and all the components required for the projects. Okay, and if you already have Arduino Uno with you, so we'll deduct that Arduino amount, whatever is there, so that will not be charged for you. Okay, and actually what we are doing is we are bundling both this course and as well as the hardware for 2,500 rupees. So you will get both the hardware. We'll ship the hardware to you. Okay, we'll ship the hardware. You will get the hardware and 1 month course. Everything is included in this 2,500. And what I want to also say, everyone, is if you are afraid that oh, what is going to happen with this online course, I'm not sure. So don't worry about that. For 1 week you can use, and if you are not happy with the course, you can give it back to us. So you can actually, we'll give you a money back guarantee. So it is a 4-week course. At the end of first week, if you are not happy with the course, you can always return the kit to us. So we are not going to ask you any questions. So we can give that guarantee from our side. And we are confident that since we have already done in a very reputed colleges like PS University and RV College, so we are confident that it will be a very good learning experience for all your students. So don't worry about that. Even if you have some doubts, so we are giving that money back guarantee for, so after 1 week you can just say that no sir, I'm not interested in this thing, and we'll take that kit back, not a problem. So I'll just kannadalli ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸತಿ. ಇವು ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ಯೋಚನೆ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಓ ಇದು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ನಂದು ಕಿಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ, ನಂದು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಸೊ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಲೆ ಕೆಡ್ಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಈ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ನ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಕಿಟ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ 2,500 rupeesಗೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಆರ್ಡಿನೋ ಉನೋ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ದಟ್ ಆರ್ಡಿನೋ ಉನೋದ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್, ಆ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ರೈಟೀರಿಯಾ ಈ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಮೈನ್ ಕ್ರೈಟೀರಿಯಾ. ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗೋ ಟು ಎನಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅವರ್ ಸೈಡ್. ವಿಲ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಯು. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕೆಲವು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ನ ಇವಾಗ 3rd semester ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೀನಿ, ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಫ್ಯೂ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಯು, ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೀಚ್ ಯು ದೋಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಸೊ ದಟ್ you can learn a few things in advance. So nan ishte helta, I think I thank everyone for attending this session. I hope I was able to give some information. Since it was online and you don't have the hardware, I was only able to show you the demonstration of the hardware, but definitely ee hardware nim kayalli ittu andre we can do parallelly, and we can have more interactive session. And I'm sure that it's going to help students in understanding many concepts. So thanks very much. And I would like to thank Bharat for arranging this meeting. So actually he came up with this idea, saying that you already have done many workshops in the colleges, and why don't we do an online session? ಈ ತರ ಸುಮಾರು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗತ್ತಿದು. And since because of the COVID situation in the many students are facing problem understanding the concepts practically. So he came up with the idea and he proposed me. Thanks very much, Bharat. And the session, this will not be just one session, one-off session, and it will be a continuous session wherein students can come on to our platform and start learning about many concepts. So as Bharat ಅವರು already ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ, there will be many more webinars. So ನೀವು ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಹೇಳಿ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ. So definitely we'll work, and the earlier you start concentrating on these things, it is much better. So ನೀವು early in your student life ನೀವು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ basically you have more time to gain skills. So instead of ನೀವು ಫೈನಲ್ ಇಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಅವಾಗ ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಲಿತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡೋ ಬದಲು ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ it won't take much time. So I would really students I would suggest the earlier you start, it would be much better. So ಇಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತನ್ನ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ. Thanks very much everyone. Thanks everyone for attending this workshop. So looking forward for your active participation. So over to you, Bharat.
Yeah, it was a wonderful session, Chetan. So ಹುಡುಗರುಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ನನಗಂತೂ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ the last 1.5 hours, right? So most of them were part of this session. And as you mentioned, so WhatsApp group ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಹೇಳಿ, ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್.
Sure. So thanks everyone. Bye. Take care.
Yeah. Bye everyone. Thank you. Recording.